Okay guys, I'm going to be looking at oil. Now I'm doing this really for the guys in the squad. For those who follow me, the background is a bit bare because I've got the decorators coming in over the next day or so, so I'm just cleaning the office out a bit. But we're going to look to do a reasonable trade in oil to the sell side. So let me flick this over. And I do these videos for consistency because they're always just following on from what I did the day before. Okay. So the first place I'm going to look here is the hourly. Now I'm looking to sell this. And if I just pull this in, I'll just kind of show you where it's coming from. So it's predominantly on a sell in the face of a bull market. It's currently just gone 10:15. So the 15 minutes is closed. And I'm looking for a 14 pip target. Now the dollar is pushing up, which will put pressure into oil to a degree. Now, I also, to try and help myself and sort of keep myself sharp, put it here. So I've actually told them what I'm doing before I've gone to market. They can see the makeup of the trade, why it's going to sell, and how I'm about to trade this. And then if they miss that, they can follow it along with these, because I do put the strengths in. Well, they are 5 to 7 this morning. They can see exactly what the markets are. Do a little video here. That gets released publicly about 10:15. But these guys see this. Well, this one was at 7:10 this morning. So every level of the squad gets to see that straight away, and then I'll track through what I'm doing. Okay, so it's not signals. I don't believe in signals. It's hand holding, but it's me being accountable for what I do. Okay, so here what we're looking at is we've got a very strong directional drive which is pushed down, but it looks like it's pulling against this bit here. Now if this is to continue and continue downwards, well, it will look at this first. So you've got a top here and you've got a bottom there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look just to put some boundaries into this on an hourly chart, and then I'll drop it into a 15 to tighten that up. So it's coming into a boundary as we speak, which is here. And then the next boundary is underneath, which is the 50. And then work its way down into the 61. Now, when I was initially looking at this, I had two options. I either had to wait for the break of that or the pull back up into range. So it looks like I've got the pull back into range as the criteria, which is here. Okay. Now, at the moment, all of the momentum is looking to the downside, but now we're here, I want to see some form of push backwards on myself. So if I go back to 4 hours, you can kind of see big drop. It's trying to get up and it's struggling, and it's going to bounce in and around this area. So I need to be very careful, because if that decides to run, it'll run at this particular move. Okay, but in the short term, the sellers seem to be about. So if I drop it to 15 minutes and I can see this particular move here, which is what I've just drawn in, I can now look at this overextended candle and I can start the process in and around here to get down to there. Now I only want 14 pips, so I'll just measure how far that is. So if it's coming onto the black line, really it would fit underneath there. Okay. So I'm happy with that. So I've got enough space to get the target I want. And all I need to do is now just find some form of an entry point. Well, if I'm doing a candle count back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would put it down here somewhere. Okay. A little bit too far away, because then I'd have to break that. So really what I've got is this here. Okay. That line. So there's various ways. When you're counting back the candles, you're just looking for an optimum position. So here I'm going to put a first order in there, and I can go all the way up to this black line. And if it goes beyond there, well, I've probably got some questions to ask myself. So let me just quickly put an order in, and then we can see exactly what we're up to and where we're going. And then we're going to follow the green candles up. Just put the order in. There we go. So at the moment we're going from that blue line to that blue line, which is our 14 pip target. It also marries up with all the cluster points here. Now, one thing that I am very aware of is if I can see a key level, someone else can, and they will manipulate that level to their own gain. Okay, so that's why you'll see like a lot of bounces in one thing and another. I don't want to be caught in it, so I'll let the price come to me rather than chase the price. So let's play this out and see what happens. Okay guys, I'm going to look to kill this trade off. There's a bit of a sentiment shift on this. That pushing up is causing concern. So it's pulling back on itself now. We've got about 30 quid in the bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sort of accept the loss. 20 quid. I should have been out earlier on. I actually had an opportunity here, but I tried to squeeze that little bit more out of it by putting leaving the target where it originally was. But if I left it, I would have hit 75, 80 quid easily. But this is one of those situations where initially that's all I wanted was the bounce. The market is now pushed away. It's gone into consolidation. And it's moving. So if that's the case, I have to think about what it's trying to achieve. Well, if it's failing this and it's pushed away aggressively with volume, use the retracement to get out of the trade, which I've just done. And then keep an eye on what's going on. Now this may well, if it's breaking this, start looking at the tops of that, which means it's going to run at the top of here. If it does that and bounces back, great. I would have had to have borne quite a bit of heat. Oh, talking of heat, I need to get rid of that ticket. All right. I would have had to have bore quite a bit of heat. It's not something I particularly want to do because, again, if it is changing and it breaks that, it's looking at that. And if it gets past this black line, it'll run at this particular move here. And that would be too much. So as a scalp, when it started, risky C, it was okay. Got my target a little bit out of whack. But now I've just used the motion of the market to get out because the sentiments have changed. And that's the easiest way. Now, that raises a thing for trading as well, because when you are trading, you've got to be kind of analysing it as you go. If you do it every minute, you're probably going to find yourself in a bad situation. And so still let the trade breathe. I let it have an hour and a half, reassessed what was going on. And the assessment was if I was going to go short in this again, would I take the trade? And the answer is no, I wouldn't. So therefore, I had only one option at that point, and that's to manage out of the trade. And you can't win them all, but you can manage them all. And you can still come out of it okay, you know. I mean, okay, we didn't get the best in the world, but if I flick this back just a second, so we've got nothing running. I've got my tickets out, so always make certain you take it to a blank canvas. And then there you go, you know. So that 43 paid off the 23, making a net profit. I did the same thing yesterday afternoon with the DAX, you know. And if you get your net profits, fine. So something that I've said in the past, start with 0, end with 1. Then you'll be okay. See you on the next one.